because rumors are circulating that there is some major drama developing at Love and Hip Hop Atlanta due to Rasheeda and Kirk's contract being terminated and the couple being booted from the program. You girls need to get ready for this tea. The production team's insiders are revealing that executive producer Mona Scott had had enough of the couple's shenanigans, which included them acting out of character, breaking contracts, throwing fits, and, get this, Rasheeda and Kirk feeling untouchable for a while. However, after a while, Mona decided she could not stand them and ended their contract. For those who might not know, Rasheeda had established herself as a well-known Southern rapper who gained popularity due to her rap prowess and model-like appearance. As a result, when Kirk and Rasheeda joined Love and Hip Hop Atlanta for its inaugural season, both Rasheeda and Kirk were already well known in hip-hop circles. Additionally, Kirk had a significant role behind the scenes as both her manager and spouse. Rasheeda's career was just getting started when she joined Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. They quickly became fans as well. Favored they eventually came to represent all the elements of the franchise: drama, loyalty, treachery, and scandal. Their marriage's messiness, Kirk's inability to keep his personal belongings in his pants, and Rasheeda's unending forgiveness was the show's high point. Just when we thought things couldn't get much messier, Kirk got Jasmine pregnant. At first, he tried to deny it, but after a DNA test, he admitted to being the father. However, as fans were getting ready for the drama, the next episode promised to be shown on several media sources reported that Rasheeda and Kirk were sacked off the show when Mona Scott formally terminated their contracts. Behind-the-scenes issues the team was experiencing were disclosed by inside sources. Kirk and Rasheeda were slowing down the filming, and insiders disclosed that Rasheeda had grown difficult to deal with. The sources disclosed that Rasheeda desired greater authority over her portrayal on the show. Some storylines were pushed back, and she even declined to film scenes that didn't fit the image she wanted to portray. And the producers left, frustrated because Rasheeda, who had previously accepted the drama, was now rejecting anything she believed to be phony or detrimental to her brand. However, there were also rumors that Rasheeda was leaving meetings with an air of superiority, even saying she no longer needed the show and Kirk wasn't helping the situation. There was apparently friction with the new cast members. Since he was arriving late for filming, he treated the production as though they owed him something. And one crew member even told him directly that he was above everything. Don't even get me began with the dark rumors of unpaid appearance fees and covert brand agreements that violated their contracts. In all honesty, things quickly escalated from 0 to 100. Once a power couple, they became a complete management nightmare. However, Mona wasn't going to fire them despite all of the arguments and contract disputes because of the drama they added to the show, the new viewers they drew, and let's face it, all hip-hop and love fans adore them. Mona is accustomed to fighting. This time was different. Nevertheless, patience finally ran out. The climax occurred during the sequence was supposed to center on Kirk's new business venture, but tension was already high. According to people close to the production, and the planned shot swiftly descended into turmoil. According to reports, Rasheeda arrived disturbed and got into an argument with the producer about the scene setting right away. In addition to refusing to film what she saw as a phony plot, she accused the crew of attempting to make her appear weak on camera. According to crew members, the debate turned into a yelling match, and security had to intervene to defuse the situation. Kirk then became involved, supporting Rasheeda and ordering the producers to halt filming. He even called network authorities and insisted that the scene be canceled, costing the production thousands of dollars. The team was stressed out, and there was no footage from what was meant to be a typical filming day. According to insiders, Mona's relationship with Kirk and Rasheeda deteriorated significantly following their tirade at the production crew. From then on, their correspondence was exclusively business-related. And let's face it, we all understand why Mona kept. They were a fan favorite, which is why they were on the program for so long. But even Mona has her breaking point. Rasheeda and Kirk eventually pushed her too far. Things completely went south. According to an insider, the crew was supposed to film a scene on Kirk's new business venture. But immediately, things took a turn for the worse when Rasheeda allegedly arrived already agitated. The source claims that she became with the producer right away and accused them of attempting to make her seem terrible on camera. Rasheeda allegedly refused to film until significant adjustments were made to the script refers to the entire plot as phony. Things were so heated that security had to be summoned to calm everyone down. When the crew members started yelling at each other, Kirk then intervened, pulled Rasheeda aside, and ordered the producers to stop the entire sequence. He even called network officials and insisted that the segment be stopped, costing the production thousands of dollars. A seemingly ordinary day of production concluded with no footage, a tense crew, and numerous unanswered calls. Mona recognized at that point that this wasn't the only drama on TV was sabotage. The sources claim that Mona held a private meeting with her legal team and production, and that the discussion covered more ground than just that one outburst. Rather, it covered a pattern of disrespect and repeated infractions of the show's rules. The production has no plans to offer Kirk and Rasheeda the appropriate exit they may have once deserved, which only serves to complicate matters. Yes, they might have written a scripted farewell to gracefully conclude their storylines. But following all the drama, hostility against the staff, and conflict with the cast, the team decided it was time to discontinue any communication with them. After that, their characters were finished. Even though Mona Scott made an effort to ignore Kirk and Rasheeda's excesses, it was impossible to ignore the fact that she was stealing from the production by signing endorsement deals with businesses that competed with Love and Hip Hop's sponsors. According to the source, Mona Kirk instructed Kirk and Rasheeda to terminate the endorsement agreement, as it violated the terms of their contract. When they refused, she was left with little choice but to speak with her legal team, who went ahead and ended their agreements. In my opinion, Kirk and Rasheeda's actions were motivated by the fact that they were not merely members of the Love and Hip Hop cast. They had to defend the brand they had built. Love and Hip Hop provided them with the means to establish their brand. Following any script could result in a conflict of interest, since she now needs to safeguard herself, determine her on-screen persona, which could not align with Love and Hip Hop, as they have to adhere to scripts. By dismissing Rasheeda, Mona Scott, after stealing from her, Kirk sparked conversation among viewers who commented the entire show needs to shut down. These storylines are getting really ridiculous. These reality programs are over. It's time to move on and create something fresh. It's time for Rasheeda and Kirk to leave the show, I said during their break after seeing Jasmine on the show, who had a son with Kirk. It's quite difficult to watch since the young people have a lot more to lose than the other contestants, because they have marriages and enterprises. He's being particularly cunning and attempting to appear unconcerned. He overacted his nonchalance to the point where his ass became uninteresting. I only recall him being boring, cunning, and constantly lying. Given Rasheeda and Kirk's popularity, do you believe Mona Scott would give them another chance at the program? Or do you think she would pass on them and go on? Please leave a remark below and then watch the following video.